So the second week is when our classes started, um, and some of them just didn't happen to me. Like the teachers just didn't really show up, and we were kind of confused. But so I have classes every day. Unfortunately, most people don't have them every day. Um, Jared, my friend, only has them Tuesday and Wednesday, which means he can have a 5-day weekend every week. Which I'm a little upset about because it means that I can't travel as much as he can. Like right now, he's in Vienna, and before he just decided to go to Bratislava, and then the weekend in between, it was actually three of my friends, including him and me, and we went to uh, Kutna Hora, which I will tell you about later. So, but yeah, he only has classes 2 times a week. I have classes 5 times a week. And luckily, it's only one class per day, except for Fridays when I have 2 classes. But um, yeah, it's kind of stupid of me to do. But the classes I have are Czech language, which meets twice a week, and then Czech theater, which I haven't had yet because the first week our professor didn't show up. The second week we didn't have classes because it was a national holiday. Um, so Czech theater, Czech cinema, which is a really good class, but like it's not super like challenging. Um, it's really upsetting for me because I'm like the only arts major that I've met here, and a lot of people, especially a lot of Americans that I hang out with, kind of take it as a joke, which is really upsetting to me, because it's like whether or not we're assigned homework for it, like you shouldn't just take it off as like oh this is a joke, like we're just watching movies. It's like well, I mean movies have some content, and he's like our professor's clearly showing us these for a reason. Anyway, so last week we watched a silent film. I don't remember what it's called. It was really good. It was about like a guy um, who made this woman. Actually, both of the movies we've seen so far have been pretty much about men who have made women love them, and the women like pine for them and go crazy. One, I don't think she. Oh, she like almost killed herself, and she like has this guy's baby, but he like just doesn't care about her, and she sends him a letter that's like, hey, I know you don't care about me, but I still love you, and he like sends her money, and it's like, hey, don't take things so hard. And she's like pregnant, she has his baby, and the baby dies, and um, it just gets crazier and crazier. So she like meets this guy, this really rich guy, after she's like walking homelessly um, back from her birthing. So she like this guy like tries to molest her in a cab, and this other guy comes like beats her up, and then that guy and she, the main character, get married, and then they like she sees the other guy again like years later, and that guy and her husband are like best friends, and she's like trying to leave her husband for him. No one knows about it. It's crazy. So that was a really good movie, I thought. But it was like a silent movie, so a lot of people were like, it was boring. It's like, oh. And then this week, it was yesterday, it was another movie that was similar about a guy who like wanted to escape his life, his like really boring life where he works in a travel agency, but he never gets to travel. So he like saves up his money, and then every month he goes to this club where they he like just spends an absurd amount of money and just looks really fancy and hits on women, even though he's married, and then like gets them to fall in love with him, and then he's like, okay, if you, I want to make sure you want to do this yourself, like you want to leave with me yourself, and I'm not like forcing you, so I'm gonna go wait outside. If you want to come, then you can. So the women are always like, yeah, I'm gonna go follow him, and by the time they go out, he's left because he's married. And then he like returns to his normal life, but he like gets this one woman so badly that she finds out his address and like ruins his life, and like um, gets him almost divorced, and things just go crazy. So it's like comedy, but really messed up. So basically, what I've learned about Czech film is women are pining horrible people who always cheat, and men don't care about anyone. So that pretty much sums it up. But I think it's a pretty cool class. We're going to have essays to write a little bit later. Um, and then, let's see, that's Thursday. And then Friday, I have Intro to Ethics. And that was one of the classes that I showed up for with a few other people, and the professor just didn't come. So we were like a little confused about that. But I got to talk to this one guy who's from Brno originally, and he is doing his master's in philosophy. So we were talking to him for a long time. My friend Marina from Mexico and I were talking to him. He was telling us about how it's like this big tradition to go like mushroom hunting in like the forests of like the surrounding areas of Brno. And we were like, "Oh, have you done it before?" And he was like, "Yeah, I did it 9 times this year." And we were like, "Okay, well, you have to take us sometime." And he was like, "Yeah, let's go sometime." So hopefully that's actually gonna happen, and we're gonna go camping and find some mushrooms. But he said that if we go too close to Brno, then the mushroom, like the skin of the mushroom, gets poisoned, and it's like really bad to eat. So we have to go a little bit further away. So it's kind of cool. He's actually doing his master's thesis on Emerson, so it kind of makes sense actually. Um, so our first class was today, the first time that we actually had it. And our professor is really, really cool. He's young and speaks English really well, so the class is actually like really stimulating instead of doing just like the basics of like what ethics would be. And I think a lot of the students are doing their master's program. So that's really nice. And then my friend Marina and I are in it, Marina is in it, and another friend whose name I can't remember. Surprise, surprise. I don't remember anyone's name. Um, they're both in it, which is nice. And then this guy seems like Liberace or something. I need to get better at names because it's really bad. But they're all in it, and that's really nice. And I don't know. It seems like a good class. So I have that on Fridays, and then after that I have children's literature. And our assignment for last week was to read Shel Silverstein, and I was like, yes, I am totally on this. I can do that. I can give you like a full biography of Shel Silverstein and tell you some of his poems like memorized. Not an issue. So we did that, and then we also had to do a few definitions of different kinds of like nursery rhymes and poetry. So my American friend and I, it was actually really cool because these a lot of a lot of what the class is like learning about American children's literature or like British children's literature. So it's like things that we've been raised with. So we had to look up the definition of jump rope rhymes. So we're doing like Cinderella dressed in yellow, and then like we did for cumulative rhymes. We did like the old woman who swallowed a fly, and like three little pigs, or not three little pigs, like this little piggy for action rhymes. So it's just things that we've like grown up with. So it's a really easy class for now, but it's really cool. So like that's what we've been doing for now. And our next assignment is reading Cinderella stories, and the professor, because she really likes me because I'm American and like already know most of this stuff, she wants me to read a Native American Cinderella story and like summarize it for the class. And then also we're supposed to write a story and then present it for the class. So I'm excited for that. Something else about the class. I don't remember. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so all my classes are in Faculty of Arts, which is like the liberal arts and humanities and all of that. So like my my like cinema drama classes are obviously in there, but also my ethics class is in there too. But my children's lit class is in the Faculty of Education, which is like kind of across the like main square, or the main like town area, the center. So I like take a bus down there, and I was like expecting it to be like a literature class. Really, what it is it's an education class like for teachers, um, But my class is made up of mostly women in their like 30s who are already elementary school teachers who are teaching them English, um, and also a lot of pregnant women. So I'm like the only one under 25, 26 maybe, besides my American friend, and they're all just like, I think they're like really like pissy because I mean all the pregnant women are like really hormonal and really don't like that I speak English and that like the professor really likes me. So I kind of feel bad, but it's just like a really funny situation I'm in because I like clearly don't belong. Like I'm not planning on being a teacher, and I'm not pregnant, so it's just like it's a weird place for me. But it's interesting for sure. It's just like sometimes I feel like the pregnant women are like clicking up against me. And the professor actually had to like split some of them up to work with me and my friend Jennifer, like the other American, just so they would like speak English and not just Czech. Especially since they're like teaching English to their students, it seems like they should know some English, but whatever. So those are my classes. Um, yep. End of this one.